T-shirt of the day. Reliant K.
Oh god. I do like Reliant K. I really do like Reliant. I've seen them in concert twice.
Yeah, tell them about how you got the shirt.
I saw them in concert.
Well, don't tell me, tell them.
I saw them in concert. For this particular concert, I saw them at the Diamond Ballroom. And I think this was the tour where they were with Switchfoot, I think. I have a green one also that has a penguin on it. And I'm like, I'm so used to talking to you. I'm like talking over my shoulder. The one that is green with a penguin on it, I got probably back in like 04, 05 when I was dating my very first boyfriend, and he took me to the Reliant K concert at Frontier City.
They did concerts at Frontier City?
Way back when, yeah.
Damn.
Okay, so you're pointing out my Reliant K shirt. Why? Because of irony?
Irony? Why would it be? What's ironic about it?
Because they're a Christian band.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if that was your aim.
No. I'm sorry, do you not watch my podcast? There's a T-shirt of the day.
Oh, T-shirt of the day. Okay. I do watch your podcast, but you were pointing out that it was Reliant K. And I was like, what is special about the fact that it's Reliant K?
It's a T-shirt of the day.
Okay, T-shirt of the day. Reliant K. See, pocket stands in my khaki pants. There's nothing better.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. And I'm wearing a print shirt.
Which you have a lot of.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. This is the alternate cover of the Sign of the Times record. And why am I wearing this shirt today? Because it's my birthday, and the Sign of the Times record came out the year I was born. And allegedly, I could be wrong, I think the Black Album was supposed to come out on my actual birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, but Prince fans know he canceled that, and then the next year he released a different record instead. Yeah. But I like the Black Album. Yeah. Look, there he go. Dear Prince. What's up, buddy? Oh, look, there he go again. Right, right. Hello! And we're back.
I hope you enjoyed the message from our... Well, we don't have sponsors yet.
No, but we're open to it. Yeah. Any what have we mentioned?
We mentioned Starbucks.
We did?
Mentioned last night because I had that cup. And maybe that was while we were cleaning.
That was while we were cleaning, yeah. But Starbucks, we're open to it.
We also, while we were cleaning, mentioned Bath and Body Works.
We're open to it. Last night we definitely mentioned Pho 39.
Pho 39.
Pho Lien Hoa.
Mm-hmm.
Pho 24.
Maybe.
Is that what it's called?
Well, Pho 39 is the one that I mentioned. I didn't mention any other pho places.
Well, I think it's called 20 Pho 7, maybe.
Oh, that was the one that you mentioned.
But neither of us have been there.
Right.
I've only ever heard of it. Dabashi, Kiri Ramen, all
Hummus.
of those. Hummus. Definitely hummus, yeah. You want to sponsor us? We're open to all of that. Yeah, so when we last left our heroes, we were going to take a break, and then we went to sleep.
Yeah, so I'll be very frank. I got sick last night, so I think I had mentioned it, about having some middle schmerz. So for those that don't know, middle schmerz is a pain that you have when releasing an egg. Not every, person that has ovaries has middle schmerz, but some women, or people that have ovaries can experience middle schmerz. when they are ovulating, which is unfortunately what I go through. And it can be fairly painful, like the same amount of pain as whenever I'm having period cramps. But that was leading to my, I guess, talking about my fertility journey. So,
go for it.
My husband and I, we've been trying to get pregnant since July of 2021. And after about 6 or 7 months of trying and we hadn't gotten pregnant, I knew something was wrong. I was like, okay, we really need to get some attention about this, because we were timing it. I was checking my temperature. I was doing all these ovulation kits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were doing everything by the book.
Pretty much, everything that everyone was suggesting. And we went to the doctor and we had found out some things that required us to seek some assistance. So, today's Sunday. So yesterday, on Saturday, I was inseminated. That means that the sperm was placed directly into my uterus. That way it didn't have to swim as far. So now that I'm pretty sure the egg has been released, we're just waiting for the egg to meet the sperm and hopefully be fertilized and all of that. So that way we can make Jenn here an auntie. Well, she's already an auntie, but an auntie to one of my kids.
Yeah, no, mostly it's just to make you a parent. Yeah.
True.
A proper mom. She's been friend mom to everybody for her whole life. And now she's going to be mom. Yeah.
Hopefully. So.
Yes, we are very excited for you.
Thank you. But yeah, sorry I got sick last night. The middle schmerz was real. Caused me to literally start vomiting and all of that.
The headaches.
Yeah, headaches, major headaches.
And then you just had to immediately lie down.
Yeah, and I was like, nope, we're done. We'll pick this up in the morning.
Yeah, we were very worried about her, but as soon as, how you don't want to throw up because it's going to hurt, but then as soon as you throw up, you're like, oh, thank God, it was that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was by her, I wasn't by your side, but I was adjacent, and I was cheering her on, because she was like, I just need to throw up. And I'm like, yeah, you can do it! Blow chunks, because that's what you do when you're a friend. You're like, I'm your forever cheerleader for even the most awkward of things. So yeah, we endured that, and now we're closer than ever.
For sure. Because I don't even think my husband has seen me throw up like that. So. But he's been in
I get like a little friend badge.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
I saw my best friend throw up. I didn't get to hold your hair back because the scrunchie was already doing my job.
Yeah.
And I'll allow it.
That's something that you learn
I'll allow it.
As you get older. Like whether you're throwing up because you're drinking or you're sick or whatever, you always have the hair tie on you because you're like, oh, I think I'm going to throw up. First thing you do, hair up and out of the way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I remember being at house parties when I used to be a dumb early 20-something-year-old. And I would just be at somebody's table and we'd be drinking or playing a game, and because that's what you do at house parties. And then I would get real quiet and my eyes would get real glossy, and then I would just start putting my hair up, and then I would just be like, excuse me. And I would leave to go throw up. I was very gentlemanly about it. I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm getting music. No, I was just like, excuse me for a second. And then I would go into the bathroom and I would lift the toilet seat and I would make sure my hair was nice and secure. I would gingerly get on my knees and I would be like, okay, it's going to happen. I would also usually run the water in thinking this way people won't hear me. And then I would take the toilet paper and I would gently wipe my mouth and I would wipe the seat and I would flush it all down and I would wash my hands and splash water on my face and be like, okay, let's go pretend nothing happened. And I'd return to the party and they'd be like, you just vomited, didn't you? And I'd be like, no, Like, Jen, it's okay, you can tell us. And I'd be like, well, there is no evidence to the contrary. So as far as you know, no. And they're like, you have a million tells. Like, you stop talking, which is something evidently I never do. You put your hair up. You go to the bathroom and you turn on the water. And I'm like, you can't hear that. So, yes, I was always a very polite drunk. I think because I have witnessed people being like, oh my God, I'm going to throw up. And then they do it right then and there and it's projected.
Oh, no.
And it like and if they try to stop it, it's worse because then it's just like turning on the spray feature. And I have been that person before. In the back of someone's car. That's a fun story that we're not going to tell today. But yeah, like I remember being at a house party and in the bathroom with somebody, and she's like, I think I'm going to be sick. And I'm like, okay, well, we're in the right place to do it. And she's like, yeah, you're right. She turns around and throws up on the shower curtain. I'm like, ooh, you were like right there. Like instead of, you could have just like, and you would have been right on target. You were standing in front of the toilet.
Oh my God.
Like, did you need directions?
Let me draw you a map. Oh God. Oh my God.
So yeah, I think after witnessing a lot of disrespectful drunks, I was like, I'm going to be a nice, respectful, gentlemanly drunk.
Gentlemanly?
Yeah, gentlemanly. But also, like, going back to the whole, once you're an adult, always have a hair tie with you.
Yes.
If you have hair of any length that can get in your way. I remember going to work, and the moment I realize I don't have one or two things, that's when that day instantly becomes the longest damn excruciating day of my life.
Yes.
And it's when I don't have a way of putting up my hair.
Yep.
And when I don't have any chapstick.
Yes, you are so right.
Yeah.
At work in one of my office drawers, I probably have at least 2 things of chapstick in there, and I probably have like 4 extra hair ties.
Oh,
just in case.
Absolutely. I started having a like work to go bag where it has like travel size deodorant, because that can also make your day pretty long. When you're like, oh, why do I feel weird? I didn't put on deodorant. Now I'm just going to be secretly smelling myself all day. Like, oh, hey, boss man, I have a question. Not having any chapstick, not having any hair ties. I started putting like eye drops in there and nasal spray, cough drops, breath mints. And in fact, it's all, if you open up that drawer, you'll find it.
Oh, it's all right here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna actually have myself a squirt of this.
You said squirt.
Thanks, Bath and Body Works. Your moisturizing hand sanitizer. I love this stuff. The moisturizing ones. Oh, I absolutely love it. I'm gonna take off my ring to do this because I don't want to get, cream and stuff all over my ring.
Hold on. Don't be stingy.
My bad.
Sunshine and lemons. You hear that squish? That's when you know it's moisturizing.
Yes.
Scoop.
I got a little too much, but you know what?
Yeah, you went a little generous with that.
My bad.
Oh, oops.
I know, like I have myself a nice little plastic piece there too.
Well, yeah, that's because it's I have 2. I have my summer fragrance, and then I have my winter fragrance. That's the one that's over there. That's the frosted snowball or something. I don't know. It's something with coconut. So yeah, that's my summer fragrance, and then I have my winter fragrance, and we just go back and forth, and it's nice, and it's lovely, and it's fresh, and it's clean, and it's ooh.
At Bath and Body Works, this is my request to please start making these in these big bottles like this again, because last time I went to Bath and Body Works, they were not making these moisturizing hand sanitizers in the big bottles like this anymore. They only had like the smaller travel size ones. Mm-hmm. And I had to go onto Macari not sponsored, but up for it. I had to go on to Macari and find some of the big bottles of the moisturizing hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
And I, unfortunately, on places like Macari and eBay and things like that, they like jack up the price. So for instance...
Well, yeah, because it's like discontinued, so they
exactly.
know it's hard to find.
Yeah, so like right here on the back it says this bottle was originally $7.50. I can tell you that for some of the bottles that I bought on Macari, they were charging like $12 to $15 per bottle.
Easily. Well, because I believe those full-size bottles that are like the size of like a Purell hand sanitizer bottle, came out right after the pandemic. So I think they started, those got really popular around 2020, 2021.
True.
And that's probably when I bought them. I also distinctly remember I had to buy those online. I never saw those in the store. And the travel size stuff is a lot more consumer friendly, because think about it. When have you ever seen, like, anybody who's ever been a fan of Bath and Body Works, we're all familiar with the travel size hand sanitizer.
Yes.
When have you ever said, man, I wish I had a full size bottle of this?
Well,
never. How often are you buying Purell? You're not. You're getting it for free at work. So I think it's, from a consumer standpoint, I understand why they're not making those anymore. It is still disappointing.
I do understand where you're coming from. If you're out and about or whatever, of course you're not going to be like, oh, I need a full bottle. But like sitting at my desk at work or something, I'd like to have a full size one, at my desk at work that I can just reach up and go, whoop, and just do that really quick, or even at my home, have one on my coffee table or something, just, reach down and after I'm, before I eat, after I'm done eating.
Yeah. Well, and as soon as, I'm sure that we can find like a formula or recipe online to make our own moisturizing hand sanitizer with lemon scent. Once that's empty, I'll give you the bottle and then you can knock yourself out. Yeah.
Right on.
Because I love you. Here's my trash. Do with it what you will. Enjoy my trash.
And you see, like the ones that I bought on Macari, I bought a different scents. I was about to say flavors. Do not eat this. It is not food.
It drives me nuts when people say flavor to describe a scent.
Right.
Like I remember somebody was like, so they have these cat pheromone inserts or plugins that will diffuse pheromones to like relax your cat or what have you. So especially since I've moved a million damn times, I like to plug those in right before I move, right after I move, for a sense of familiarity. And I went to PetSmart and I asked them, like, do you have this in stock? And she's like, no, we don't have that flavor. And I'm like, million different ways that you could describe this to make it not sound like it's for consumption. But she chose not to. Also, I worked with somebody who would describe, laundry detergent. And I think it was Purex laundry detergent.
Okay.
Somebody was asking about it, and they're like, but do you have, like, the Mountain Meadow scent? And she's like, oh, no, we're all out of that flavor. And I was just, like, kind of like, like...
We're not in the eating the Tide Pod era.
Like,
stop eating laundry detergent.
Are you the reason why that was such an issue? Like, you're full grown. Please tell me you know the difference between flavors and fragrances. Anyhow, continue.
But yeah, so the scents, I found some different scents. My two favorite scents from Bath and Body Works are Black Cherry Merlot and the Champagne Toast. I bought a couple of bottles of those.
Yeah.
And then that I'm a summer girly, but I absolutely love fall scents.
Because you're a basic bitch.
I am a basic bitch.
Yeah,
I'm very much a basic
the epitome of basic bitch right here. And I couldn't be more.
Anyway. I know. But like I bought a 2-pack of some kind of pumpkin flavored or scented, pumpkin scented. I know I'm the one that accidentally makes those mistakes. I will admit it. I accidentally make those mistakes. I bought like a 2-pack of the pumpkin scented that are still sitting in the bottom underneath my sink for whenever I run out of my champagne toast.
The ones that you're currently
that I'm currently using.
Well, and have you ever thought about finding like a different brand instead of Bath and Body Works?
I've never actually seen another brand that makes a moisturizing hand sanitizer like that. That's like, you know, almost kind of lotion infused.
Yeah. I love Bath and Body Works foaming hand soap, don't get me wrong, but I really fell in love with Grove, their moisturizing hand soap. Mm-hmm. And it's just like a gel hand soap, but I really like it. I really enjoy the scents. That's also when I was going through, I was really trying to cut down on my plastic usage. And so it's like I bought a glass dispenser for it. All of the soaps come in aluminum bottles so that they're more easily recyclable. Not to mention they smell amazing. But yeah, my biggest qualm with Bath and Body Works is y'all, please, when we love a fragrance, please stop retiring it.
Right.
And if you're gonna retire it, for the love of all that is good, smelling wonderfully, please bring it back. So you mentioned Black Cherry Merlot.
Yes, that is, totally my favorite.
Is that one that's still available?
As far as I'm aware of, it kind of goes up and down. Like, I've been told that it's a seasonal thing, and I'm like,
oh, for sure, yeah, because I imagine it doesn't sell nearly as well in the spring as it does in the fall.
Yeah, in the fall and winter. I've seen Black Cherry Merlot as like a body mist, and you know me, I love a good body mist. I will every morning give myself a good few sprays of some body mist and everything. And I remember going into Bath and Body Works one time, and the person that helped me, I said, I need to get some more of this Black Cherry Merlot body mist. And they're like, I don't think we've ever made it as a body mist. I think it's only been like as a candle. And I'm like, no, I totally have it as a body mist at home. And so
what that person probably meant to say is, oh, I've never seen it in our store. I haven't seen it in our store as a body mist. Only as a candle. Yeah, or as of late.
Yeah.
So, have you ever heard of Wine Cellar?
I have not. So,
Wine Cellar is one that they were selling, I don't know, pre-pandemic, because that's our timestamp for everything. So, like 2017, 2018. Alex bought that, and I think we only ever saw it as a candle. But it was Black Cherry Merlot times 10. It was like amazing. And we've never seen it again. And to this day, whatever, 4, 5, 6 years later, she's like, if you ever see Wine Cellar, let me know. Because that was a big hurt when we went back for it, and it was nowhere to be found.
If I ever see that, I will definitely make sure to pick some up, because if it's Black Cherry Merlot times 10, that sounds delectable.
Yes, delectable, delicioso, but don't put it in your mouth.
No, not for consumption.
Yeah. I try so hard to not go into Bath and Body Works, because of how much backstock I have of Bath and Body Works.
Same.
We are all guilty of it. Do you remember that one Christmas when I got you like a Bath and Body Works gift set, and you were like, "Oh my God, thanks!" And then I immediately remembered, you have a ton of Bath and Body Works. This is the last thing I ever should have got you.
I have a huge basket at home, because also I'm a nostalgic person. I'm also a person that connects feelings to things. Like, for instance, I never regift Christmas or birthday things because I just feel bad about it.
Oh, no, you should. It feels wonderful. I also get a kick out of throwing shit away. I got rid of pants this morning.
I'm wearing them. They're mine now, bitch. These are comfy.
I know, and I never wear them.
So, yeah, no, they're mine now.
Yeah. I figured you'll appreciate them more than I do.
I will definitely be wearing these.
Yeah, girl, get on board with the regift.
I guess I'll have to, but I have so much, like, body mist and lotion and some of the non-moisturizing hand sanitizers and everything. Like, I have this big basket.
But, like, the small ones? The travel size ones?
Travel and large.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I just have this big basket that's full of nothing but Bath & Body Works products. And besides the body sense, I don't go through it quick enough. And so, like, I literally have had this basket of product for, I hate to say it, years. And I know that a lot of these things, these lotions and everything, they expire. But when I see something and I'm like, oh, my mom gave this to me for Christmas, or oh, my best friend gave this to me for my birthday, I feel terrible trying to re-gift it. I do. I feel absolutely terrible. I have a Bath & Body Works body mist that I am not a fan of, but I still have it because it was given to me as a Christmas gift from one of my students.
So this is something that I propose to those of you that are like, I have shit in my life that I don't want, but I feel guilty getting rid of. Take pictures of it.
Okay.
Take a picture of it, put it in like a Facebook photo album or like a Google photo album or Amazon photo album, and under the description, like, so-and-so from this grade in this year gave this to me. So that way you can have a way of remembering it without having to physically hold on to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because and this comes from somebody who has moved across the country more than once. You can't hold on to that shit forever.
True.
Especially when it's taking up room. And I found I had to come up with tricks, with different ways of starting to use the Bath & Body Works stuff that I had so much of. I was also, everybody does this. If you have a Bath & Body Works body mist, it's so light or diluted or whatever, or not long lasting, since it's not like a concentrated, like eau de perfume or whatever.
Eau de toilette.
Yeah, so it's not even that. It's much more diluted than that. It's a mist. And so we all do like the 10 sprays before we walk out the door.
I do. Yeah. I'll spray myself 10 times.
So I always found I'll go through the body mists, but was never going through the lotions.
That's my problem.
So I would take them to work, because if you ever wash your hands,
oh my god,
and then you're like, oh my god, why are my hands like the crypt keeper? Girl, lotion. And not to mention, if people identify you as the girl who always has lotion at her desk, people will come by and be like, can I borrow this? Yes, absolutely, please use it as quickly as possible. Be generous, slather your body in it. I'll also keep it next to like on the edge of the bathtub, to remind myself, like, if you're still wet, go ahead and put some on, because that's when like your body absorbs it best, is when it's still wet. I'll keep it right next to my bed. I will keep it I'll keep it in somewhere in the living room, because you never know when you're gonna get hit with dry skin. And if I have it at the ready that's when I will use it.
Yeah, true. So,
But if I have to specifically get the fuck up, go into my bathroom, and dig for it, nope, I would just rather die of dry skin.
Unfortunately, it's true. So, like, right now, my hand, particularly my right hand, but both my hands, I've noticed that my knuckles have gotten really dry, and even my husband was like, what's wrong with your hand? He was like, your hand doesn't feel the same. And I realized it's because, especially when I was making all of those chocolate pies during Thanksgiving,
You're washing your hands a lot.
I was washing my hands a lot because, of all obviously I would wash my hands between making pies, but then also the ingredients, for instance, the pie requires egg yolks and not egg whites. So I was having to get my hands all slimy and everything, separating the egg yolk and the egg white. And I would wash my hands after, dealing with all the eggs. And, my hands were extremely dry at Thanksgiving after making all those chocolate pies.
The next time your husband says something about, why do your hands feel weird? Be like, because I'm a girl. Take care of me, damn it. Go get me lotion. Speaking of, go ahead and keep talk to the people.
Okay. So, I mentioned chocolate pies. I make chocolate pies at Thanksgiving and Christmas. And actually, I can make a chocolate pie any time of year. It is a recipe that I got from my grandmother. My grandmother did not make it, all right? She did not write this recipe. It came out of a very, very old cookbook. I cannot find this cookbook, but I found a photocopy of the page out of this cookbook that had the chocolate pie recipe on it. And so the chocolate pie making, once my grandmother got to a point where she could not cook and bake anymore, got handed down to me. And I also, one of the things I realized this year was that making the chocolate pies, I always forget how long it takes, because there are definitely some time-consuming parts about it besides having to bake the crust, or you might be somebody that makes your own, handmade from scratch crust. That takes forever. For me, I'm not that person. I always go and buy like the frozen deep dish crusts, but I do make the filling from scratch. And part of it calls for unsweetened chocolate, and it says chopped unsweetened chocolate. And I literally chop that stuff by hand with a big knife and all that, and that takes time. So I was only making like maybe 4 or 5 pies a day because of how long it took.
Here, hold this.
But anyway, that's my filler story, I guess.
Here, hold this.
Oh. But wait, there's more.
Here, hold this.
Oh.
Here, hold this.
Oh. Peach on Earth? What? Oh.
This is just scratching the surface. We have 6 candles. These are just the ones that were in storage, that were like packed away because I'm not going to use them anytime soon. There are still 8 more somewhere around my house. Okay? We are all guilty of this shit.
True.
Why? Why do we do this? Why? Pourquoi? Why?
Porque! That is a cute container. Though.
Yeah. Well, that was certainly one of the reasons why I continued to buy the candles, is because I would reuse those jars.
I do too.
100%. I use them for cotton balls. I use them for cotton swabs. I use them for cotton pads. End of list. I use them just for junk. I use them for extra hair ties. I could start using them for bracelets since I started stacking bracelets. Yeah. And then this, I am so proud of myself. This is my Bath & Body Works backstock. And it used to be 3 times this much. But I have given away so much, mostly to you.
Which I still have in my backstock.
Yeah. And if you, we can just back and forth. if you're, because sometimes I gave you like 2 that I was like, oh, I wish I hadn't given those to her. And then I'm like, she's my best friend. I love her. Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure I still have every single thing that you've given me. So if there's something you're like, oh, I wish I hadn't given that to her, come to my house. You have a key to my house. You can always come in and be like, I'm reclaiming this bitch.
Right? I really could. And you'd be like, I didn't even notice. Yeah. But yeah, this is everything here I have purchased between 2016 and 2022. So I haven't even purchased new Bath and Body Works lotion, fragrance, and candles in the last 2-3 years. And I still have all of this. And something else that I started doing is buying the aromatherapy in the pump.
Ooh.
You can't see that. Can you see that? Hello. I'm Jenn's lotion. Not sponsored, but I'm open to it. Because 1, they smell amazing, and 2, I am so much more likely to use lotion
If it has a pump.
if it's in a pump.
Yes, I actually went to Bath and Body Works, probably it was like I think last Christmas, and they were actually selling the pumps separately. So I wasn't sure how that was going to work because I'm like, this thing, I don't think I could put a pump on this thing. Like, how would that work?
No, you would just squeeze it into a different pump container.
True.
Yeah. So I brought out all of this lotion for 2 reasons. 1, because we're talking about backstock, and I'm like, hey, I know where mine is. Let me show the world my dirty little Bath and Body Works secret. And 2, we are dry bitches.
True story.
So,
let's see here.
pick your poison. There are no wrong
that
answers.
No. This white tea and sage sounds lovely. Ooh, and it's coming out nice and thick because it's a body cream.
When you have to shake up your lotion, that's when you know you've had it for too long.
True story. So also, you know, that...
Yeah, it should not come out like that. Am I going to throw it away? No. This is...
Because it's still perfectly good to use.
It's a little chunky. It came out the consistency of cottage cheese. It's starting to separate. Am I going to get rid of it? No. It's still good. It still moisturizes. It still smells nice. If anything, I might avoid direct sunlight. I'm serious. I've heard horror stories about somebody using expired sunscreen, and she went into the sun, and the sunscreen caused her to burn.
No. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No. But yeah, see, we still smell nice. Can you smell that? No? Good. Okay.
You just have to take a word for it.
Here, take a sniff.
Ooh, yes. Very nice.
Okay. Yeah, it smells like lotion.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Let me get rid of my dirty little secret. I know that... So Alex is not here, so she cannot speak for herself. But she's my best friend, so I can. She and her mother, they have a whole closet.
Oh,
a closet.
No.
A closet. They have a closet full of the hand soaps, the I think the body wash, the lotions, the mists. I don't think that they actively buy the mists anymore because they are like designer perfume people. And whereas we are all super liberal with our body mist because it evaporates really quickly.
Indeed, it does.
And
I'm like, I should keep some at work just to reapply.
Absolutely. And perfume, you got to be careful with that though because HR could get you.
True.
Well,
it's like go out into the parking lot
you
and
only
then
have
reapply.
Keep it in your car.
Yeah,
for sure. Some of the bathrooms, in some of the bathrooms in one of the buildings, has like Bath and Body Works lotions and body sprays that people have brought in and like donated
Ooh.
Yeah. So if anything, you can like create your own stash in whatever bathroom you use the most.
That's a way to get rid of something.
Yeah, absolutely. But don't let me take back the stuff that I'm.
Of course.
Because we have problems and we enable each other.
Yeah, that's true.
I enable you.
Well, I don't help you either, especially when it comes to concert tickets.
Okay, we're not talking about that right now.
That's a conversation for later. She says that she like has an addiction scratch. Like,
Oh my god. Stop calling me out so accurately.
well, I'm your best friend, so one of your two best friends.
If nobody can call me on my shit, I don't call you best friend 1 and best friend 2. Or
I know.
You're just like best friend Rachel, best friend Alex. So anybody who's like, you can only have one. No, you can't.
No.
I can have as many as I want. Right now I have 2. Also Nadia. Hi Nadia, I love you. Thanks for sushi. I can't wait for you to meet Nadia.
I am really excited to meet Nadia.
I'm super bummed that we couldn't make the My Chemical Romance show happen.
Because
The price of concert tickets are ridiculous.
True story.
Why are nosebleeds triple digits? The purpose of a nosebleed is like, at least I'm in the building. Nosebleeds used to be $30.
I know, it's like I can hear it. That's cool.
Yeah.
I can hear it.
Like, I can't see shit, and the sound is hella compromised, and I might even be in an obstructed view. So even if I wanted to see it,
Sitting behind a pillar or something.
Used to be like $20-$30.
Yeah.
And now they're triple goddamn digits.
It's ridiculous. It really is.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. 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 Anyway, yeah. So we're going to have to pull together and come up with another way to have Nadia come down here. She's still in Minnesota, and last I spoke with her, so she was talking about moving to Oklahoma.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to do that anymore.
Oh man.
It just costs so much to move.
That's true.
And she takes care of her mom and
Okay. Yeah, that takes precedence coming from experience.
Yeah.
That takes precedence.
Moving meant that it was going to be her mother, and her brother.
Oh, so she was bringing the whole fam.
She was going to bring the whole family.
That's definitely a expensive.
Yeah, so that
ordeal.
makes it that much more expensive.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So she's all the best to you, Nadia. I love you so much. Here's Rachel.
Hi, Nadia.
Yeah. Calling me out on concert tickets. I can't believe you.
It's an addiction we share.
It's not an addiction. I'm in full control of it.
We say as we're going to concerts this weekend.
You bought those tickets!
That's what I'm saying.
You bought those tickets!
I did buy those tickets. I know. That's what I say. We enable each other.
It honestly, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier about like, hey, I know that you don't know anything about Ani DeFranco, but will you go to the show with me?
Hell yeah.
Right? Everybody needs a friend like this. Nothing would irk me more than I asked somebody if they wanted to come see Alabama Shakes.
Oh.
At Paisley Park.
Oh my gosh, that would be a good show.
It was a great show, and it was while Prince was still alive. This was in 2015.
Okay.
And Prince did join Alabama Shakes on stage.
Oh!
He played guitar, and he was just otherwise walking around. Like, you could see him in one of the VIP like sitting areas that they put up. I saw Donna Grantis. I saw Hannah Ford, who were his guitarist and drummer at the time. Wow. Just walking around among the people, because Paisley Park, you go and you understand it has a particular vibe where it's like, no one's gonna bother anyone. Everybody love everybody. We're all respectful of each other. And yeah, it was great. And I was like, hey, They just announced, like, it was like a surprise show. Like,
Okay.
Alabama Shakes just did a show in Minneapolis, and Prince was like, hey, you should come do a show at Paisley Park. And they were like, yeah! And then they announced it on The Current. Because it was like, we don't want everybody to know about this. You're only going to find out about it if you listen to the right, if you're already part of the right group. So I called her up and I'm like, hey, Alabama Shakes is playing a show at Paisley Park. Would you like to come? And she's like, no, I don't know who they are. And I'm like, okay, you don't have to know who they are, but I can guarantee you've heard at least one of their songs.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you to come to a concert that you don't have to pay for. Well, I don't want to go if I can't sing along.
No!
Okay, this isn't karaoke. This is a concert at Paisley Park.
I'm like, unless you have some kind of like real emergency,
No.
reason, I'm like, why do you turn down a free show?
No, because she's just a boring twat. So I finally did talk her into it.
Okay.
And which kind of like me and Alex weren't super close at this time. We got really, really close once we moved to Mankato and we were living together.
Okay.
So we were friends, but the person that I was trying to get to come with me, I was living with her at the time.
Okay.
So I had to like really convince her to go. And then she was like, yeah, okay, fine, I'm not doing anything, and you're driving, and you're paying, and you're this, and you're that, and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay, great, you're gonna love it. So we get there, and we were all the way at the back, because we got there kind of late, because I had to work that day. So sorry, ADD, lost my train of thought. We get there, we're in the back, but Paisley Park's soundstage, I think it's like 12,000 square feet, 15,000 square feet. So it is full-size venue,
Right.
but like no bad seat in the house. No matter where you are, you can still see clearly. You can still, everything still sounds amazing. Like
Kind of like a Red Rocks?
No, Red Rocks is a full amphitheater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Paisley Park, the sound stage is, so think of Kane's Ballroom,
Oh, okay.
you know, but a little bit shorter, because Kane's Ballroom is kind of narrow and long,
Right.
you know, but it's set up like that, like Kane's Ballroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And where everything is just GA.
Okay.
But even when you're all the way at the back, you can still see the stage clearly, and everything sounds great. So I had to point out to her at one point, like, Prince is right there. And she turns around and she's like, which one? Oh, God. Okay. The one with the afro. Prince is right there. I'm like, we are 10 feet away from Prince. We can see him clearly right there. And we are enjoying the same show that he is enjoying. How cool is that? And then she kind of has this wave of like, oh my God, Prince is right there. And I'm like, shut up. You don't even care. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So you're welcome. And also, so wish that was Alex. So wish that I yeah.
Well, I mean, now you know. And now we know.
Yeah. That's why you gotta have friends in your life that will enable your bad habits. Because if you waste your bad habits on non-deserving people, then you will have so much more regret. I promise you will. Yeah.
And I have to say, she has put up with a lot from me. And I'm just going to speak on concerts right now. Like, you are not a country music fan, and I know this. But yet, what year was it? Was it like 2012 or something like that?
2013.
2013?
Yeah.
That I came up and I stayed with you for a week. And you went to a country music festival with me, even though you don't like country music, but you did it because you know that I like country music, and I greatly appreciate you for that because we made so many memories.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We went to Country USA in Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
It was awesome.
And I only knew one person on the list.
Yeah, you knew Sheryl Crow.
I knew Sheryl Crow, and not from any of her country albums. But who was the guy that we saw the first night?
I can't remember who played what night, but I know Eric Church was there.
It was Eric Church. I was like, oh, I don't hate this. You know? And everything else I don't really remember. But I remember hanging out with you. I remember, like, we have a bunch of photos from that. Maybe I'll see them one day. It was an amazing, amazing time.
It was.
The Hardy show was kind of rough.
Yes, we recently went and saw Hardy, which I love Hardy, you know, because also I'm a deep lover of rock and some metal and everything, and I feel like Hardy is kind of like country rock, country metal somewhat. And I absolutely love it. But
it's like country screamo.
Kind of. I want to say
it's like if Slipknot was, it's like Slipknot country, but not country like redneck country. Like stereotypical, here's a song about my truck, here's a song about some boots, here's a song about getting drunk, here's another song about my truck, here's another song about boots, here's a song about getting drunk. Like, here's a song about hunting, you know, and that's why it was rough for me.
Yeah, and I think also the altitude was getting to both of us because it wasn't Red Rocks.
We both got altitude sick immediately.
Yeah, we did.
You got altitude sick before we even got inside.
Yeah, while we were standing in line.
And I got altitude sick because there's multiple merch stands.
Yeah.
And that's our whole thing is like, get in, get merch, find your seat.
Yeah.
So she's at the first merch stand, and her brother, who is a very versed Red Rocks goer, was like, usually there's going to be different stuff at different merch locations.
Yeah.
So I go all the way up to the top, take a picture of that merch stand, and then we confirmed they're the same, so go ahead and come back down here.
I did later find a third merch stand that did have different stuff.
But going all the way up and then coming all the way back down, that's what made me sick. Like, we were standing in line and my heart was still pounding. And then once she got her stuff, I was like, I just need to sit. Like, I just need to sit. I don't feel nauseous necessarily. I don't feel lightheaded necessarily. But I don't feel right.
Yeah. So I'm sorry that was a rough show. I greatly appreciate you going to that with me.
I still enjoyed going to Red Rocks. I still enjoyed so this is going to sound awful. I had a great time. Minus the music.
That's okay. That's okay, because you are not a country music fan, and I get it.
But what I can respect all genres of music. Absolutely, all genres of music. But there is a difference between, and this is something that my band members would tell me, like there's pop country, that's like your Sugarland and
Carrie Underwood, maybe. Yeah.
There is country western, and I guess that's like your Conway Twitty,
George Strait.
Yeah. And then there's redneck country. And that's the stuff, if it's like, you know, oh baby, wanna hold you tight 'cause I love you so much 'cause you're my girl and I got a big old pickup truck. God, I should write country music. This is easy. Tell me that wasn't a banger. That was just off the cuff. But if it's I'ma stick a boot in your ass because I'm from a small town and my town is smaller than yours, and I'ma drink a beer because I don't drink vodka, but I'll drink a fifth of whiskey, and I love moonshine, and I drink it out of boot, and my dog just died, so I put him in the ground, and now I'm gonna go shoot a turkey to let off steam. 'Cause I'm from Tennessee. Like, tell me that wasn't a bop. Tell me that wasn't a bop.
It makes me...
You love it. You were like...
Well, it makes me think of that old country song that, where... Oh, God, I can't remember who did it, but I hear it every time I go to a bar, it seems like.
Fishing in the dark?
No, not that one. It's something I think from like the 60s or 70s, and the very last song, he was like, well, I thought I'd written the perfect country song, and I sent it to so-and-so, and it turns out, in fact, I had not written the perfect country song because I hadn't mentioned mama or trucks or trains or blah, blah, blah. And so then he has this final verse, and it says, well, I was drunk when my mom got out of prison.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever heard that one.
You probably have, and maybe you just don't recognize it. Oh, God, how does the rest of it go? I was drunk when my mom got out of prison. And something in the rain. And something, she got run over by a damned old train. And I'll hang around as long as you will let me.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Some people probably out there probably screaming the title of this song right now, and I just can't remember it right now for the love of me.
For the love of Jesus, sweet little baby Jesus,
put it in the comments to help me out.
Because I don't know what the hell she's talking about. But yeah, all three of those artists, even like the older one, because he was like, this ain't for no city boys, and I'm like, I'm proud to be a city gal, absolutely. You know why? Because so for instance, I was visiting family, and I was back in Minnesota. And when I came back, and I was like, I just came back from Minnesota. And he's like, oh, did you go to Minneapolis? I'm like, no, because they live in White Bear Lake, which is the most suburban suburb of St. Paul. Like, you can't get any far north of St. Paul than White Bear Lake, because as soon as you cross, you go one block north, you're no longer in the Twin Cities. They're like, oh, I hear that Minneapolis is like so bad ever since George Floyd. And I'm like, so let me get this straight. Y'all are afraid to go to Minneapolis because of what you heard. Like, I went to Minneapolis years ago with my mom, and she was like, lock your doors. And I'm like, yeah, that's what you do when you own a car. You always lock your doors. And she's like, holding her purse real tight. And she's like, don't let go of your bag. And I'm like, I'm sorry, do you think that you are going to get mugged, robbed, assaulted in broad damn daylight on 7th Street in downtown Minneapolis? And she's like, you never know what could happen. And I'm like, people really don't understand that anytime there are shootings or anytime there is like gang related activity, it does not involve you unless you get yourself involved. So when I was living in Frogtown in St. Paul, and I was telling my sister, I'm like, yeah, there was a shooting every week. And she's like, oh my God, were you terrified? No, they're not shooting at me. But they're like, I heard guns. That city people don't go there. Whoop, 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 city people. And meanwhile, they're like, but you can't handle mud and turkeys. And I'm like, you're damn right. I know for a fact, if I don't get myself involved with gang activity, I won't be a victim of gang activity. You can't say the same for turkeys. I lived with a 6'4" dude in his early mid-20s who was chased by turkeys, and he screamed like a bitch.
Well, turkey is a big bird.
Because they are just filled with rage, which is why they taste so good.
It's all the hatred.
It really is. It flavors the meat. That's why the turkey breast is so big, because this is where they put all of their hate and then they just die. And but I'm like, okay, if my roommate would have gone outside to 4 gang members, he would not have thought, oh, I need to puff up my chest and make myself look bigger and maybe they'll leave me alone. No, you just leave them alone. He sees 4 turkeys surrounding his car and he's like, oh, I gotta get to my car. So instead of like, excuse me, he's like, you just gotta make yourself look bigger. So he's already 6'4". I'm like, you're already bigger than a turkey. What are you talking about? He puffs out his chest and he goes, and those 4 turkeys look at him and they go,
fighting words.
And they come running after him. And he's like, oh, absolutely. He runs in a circle. He gets in his car. They're trying to get at him in his car. And yeah, that was disgusting. He's trying to get at him in his car. And I'm just like, see, had you just left him alone, you'd have been fine.
Oh my God.
Don't patronize a damn turkey. I once was coming home. Hold on. And I had a bag of groceries in my hand. And it was a paper bag. And I was going to college at the time, so I'm sure I had a 80-pound backpack on my bag. And giant bag of groceries, probably 2. And I'm fumbling with my keys to unlock my door. And there's turkeys behind me. And I drop my keys. And a turkey goes, blah, 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 and I go, I'm sorry.
It's like, move slowly.
Right. I'm like, I didn't mean to startle you with my keys. I'm sorry. And so I opened the keys and they were just kind of like, you gonna start something? And I'm like, I know better. Because the real gangbangers of Minnesota are wild turkeys. And the real drug dealers of Minnesota are the wild geese. Because you look at them sideways and they will come for you. They are so territorial and they're on every corner.
True. Obviously, we don't have to deal with wild turkeys here in Oklahoma City, but the geese are everywhere.
Oh yeah, they'll if you're just taking a walk, they'll hiss at you just because they're like, this is my corner. We were walking around a lake in Minnesota because that's what you do when you can't not doing anything else, and there were a ton of geese. And our friend was like, don't make eye contact, just keep walking and just keep the same pace. And I'm like, yeah, that's the way you do it. Don't get yourself involved, won't be no trouble. You know, don't make it your business, then it's not your business. But I was like, what happens if they attack? And they're like, they won't attack unless they feel threatened. They will feel threatened if you make eye contact. Just don't make eye contact. And I'm like, okay, and we're walking by, and sure enough, they're... And I'm like, damn cat goose, go my world up, oh my God.
So I made the mistake one time when I was in college. I was walking around campus, and there were geese all around campus. And I had this one goose that hissed at me, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to make nice. And I had now I do not recommend this because it's probably not good for the geese, but I had a bag of M&Ms, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna sit down an M&M, and like, here, Mr. Goose, here's an offering.
What if he's diabetic?
I didn't say it was the right decision. That's what I just said. I was like, probably not a good idea. But I'm like, I need to get in this building, please. Like, here's an offering. An offering to the goose gods. And he eats this M&M. And when he eats the M&M, he then starts to follow me. And he almost followed me into the building. And I'm just like, okay. Oh, here's another M&M. I'm okay. No, Goose, you can't come in here. Like, trying to close the door without letting the goose in. And the goose just staring at me through the glass like, am I gonna get another M&M? Give me an M&M
Yeah, them are crazy. Yeah, I will tell you, I'm like, absolutely, your fatal mistake was want to be my friend. Where instead, if it was like, I want you to go away, but also know that I'm not going to threaten you, that's when you're just like, go get the M&M. Over there. That way. One of my colleges had to release a memo that's like, please be careful walking through this part of campus, as multiple students have been attacked by geese. Because it's not just like, you're walking by my territory and I need to protect my gooselings, and so, or you are antagonizing me, so I'm going to attack you. No, they're not doing anything. They are just walking through, what do people call that, a quad? I don't know. They're walking through a grassy knoll, just trying to get from one class to another, and they will fly down and attack you from above. You don't even know it's coming. But they have like little evil goosey talons. And they will, a lot of people, like, were bleeding.
Oh my God.
Because this goose was just like, stop walking on my grass. Can you imagine a goose is not a small bird.
It's a big bird.
Can you imagine getting, what do they call that? When you get punched in the back of the head?
Oh God,
Can you imagine getting donkey punched by a goose?
I mean, you're right, they are big birds. I mean, because there are reasons why people back in the day, they would have, instead of a turkey, they would have a Christmas goose. Because it's a big bird.
It is a big bird. So, if you watch my podcast, I'm looking at you, you'll know that we always do a daily affirmation. We always do a song of the day. And thanks to Nadia, we're bringing back the dad joke of the day. So, which would you like to do first?
Let's do the dad joke.
Okay. I don't remember it. I have to...
Okay.
The struggle is real. Hold on. You think of... You get to pick the song of the day. We're still going to do the dad joke of the day, but I'm just telling you, I'm going to make you, as our guest, our first guest. My first guest? Why am I saying our? Are there others here with us?
Hopefully reoccurring.
Oh, of course. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's my best friend, Rachel.
I love you.
I love you too.
So last night you had pointed out my Reliant K shirt, with the shirt of the day. And I'm thinking, since Reliant K is a band and everything, and I think we even mentioned it last night, I'm going to say that the song of the day is the Sadie Hawkins dance song.
Yes. When I was going to bed last night, I was like, song of the day should be Sadie Hawkins Day. Yeah. Hell yeah. There you go. There's your song of the day. Brought to you by Reliant K and my best friend Rachel. Sadie's Hawkins Dance. It will be available on the Hi, I'm Jenn Song of the Day playlist, which you can listen to on both Spotify and YouTube, because I don't know how to work anything else.
You could probably find it on most music streaming services because it's been out for quite a while.
Well, the song, but not the playlist.
Well, not the playlist, you're right. The song you can find on a lot of music
anywhere
streaming services.
where Reliant K is on platform, you can, that, yes. So, the dad joke of the day is a good one. Hold on. It's a good one. Hold on. It's a good one. My dad was like, you should start writing stuff down so you don't have to go looking for it. That's great advice, Dad. Don't tell me what to do.
For a second, I was like, is that a picture of me sleeping?
That's a picture of me sleeping. Because you know how, like, when your family hates you, they take a picture of you sleeping so that they can embarrass you later?
I have a couple of my brother like that.
Yeah. But you could tell that's some good sleeps. Look at the position of that jaw.
Yeah. You definitely look out.
Yeah. Okay. Dad joke of the day. Because we're bringing it back. Courtesy of Nadia. It's happening. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl going to the bathroom?
Why? Because
the P is silent. That was my reaction.
Oh my god!
the restaurant with Nadia, I was like, I keep asking my dad for dad jokes and he's got nothing. And she's like, well, we'll fix that. And she just Googles dad jokes. And she's like, here's a list of 130 of them. No more excuses. You're right. So, okay, finally the daily affirmation.
Yes.
What's the daily affirmation, Rachel? So much pressure. You gotta go looking for one too. If you gotta go looking for one too, I have a whole collection of them on my phone. You can just pick one from there.
Let's see here.
Do you have a mantra that you go by?
No, not really. Here's one. Courtesy of Finch. Not sponsored, but open to it.
Very open to it.
I am allowed to take up space. Oh my God, that is one that touches my heart so much. So I am allowed to take up space because
that's a good one. That's one that I tell you a lot.
It is because when I go to really crowded places, especially, and I think about all the times that we've gone to concerts, and it's like everyone's just packed in so tight, especially when they're trying to leave. And I always just try to make myself as small as possible. And I'm like, sorry, excuse me, sorry, pardon me, I'm sorry, excuse me, pardon me, sorry, I'm sorry, excuse me, pardon me, sorry. And there were times where you've been like, I'm not sorry, I'm allowed to take up space, please move. Yeah.
Oh yeah. When we're in public, I will immediately do the opposite of whatever she is doing. So we've been in like Costco or something on a Saturday where it's the busiest time to ever go to a Costco, and we're trying to make our way through a whole zoo of people, and she's just like, I'm so sorry, excuse me, I'm so sorry, excuse me, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And I'm just like, I'm not sorry, I'm trying to get through. If you don't want to get run over, you should move. And okay, we're here. We made it to the cheese. And I do it out of like, I'm a very protective person. I'm a very, very loyal person. So as soon as you make yourself small, that's when I get into protection mode and I make myself even bigger, where I'm just like, no, we are protecting this youngling from any emotional or mental or physical strain, even though I'm pretty sure I embarrass you, and that causes emotional damage. But yeah, as soon as you start making yourself small, I do the exact opposite, and I start making myself big. So it'll be like, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm so sorry, excuse me. Yes, excuse me, but I'm not sorry.
I think when we were at the Pink concert, when you grabbed my hand and literally started sprinting through people were looking at us like we were insane. I was just like, I was like, okay, she really wants to get out of here, because she grabbed my hand and literally I was about to fall flat on my face.
So I did that because you leave a concert and it's just a herd of cattle just slowly moving, and there was a giant hole, and I'm like, no one's gonna use the hole. So I was like, I'm using the hole. Here's our opportunity to bypass all of these slow walking, because we weren't in any kind of rush. But I was just like, I get agitated by the stupidity of people.
Sure.
Or by the herd mentality of people, because I'm what they call a free thinker.
Okay.
Did I not tell you that story?
You
When someone called me a free thinker, and I was like, is there any other way to think? I didn't tell you that story?
No.
I'll tell you that story later. So I saw a giant gap over on the side, and I'm like, I can see to the other end of the venue in this gap, and no one's gonna fill it. So that's why I was like, we're going. And I even heard somebody at one point that was like, oh, they're in a rush. I'm like, we're not. I'm in a rush to get around dumb people. And then we got to the escalators.
Yeah.
And we were great. And after that, it was fine. But it was just all the people that are just like, okay, I'm just like, I'm just a concert zombie, and I can't think for myself, and I'm just gonna follow behind these people. And I'm like, there's exit, there's exit, we can go around, and let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, there were definitely some people there that looked at us like we were crazy, and the whole entire time she's dragging me by my arm, and I'm just sitting there going, "I'm sorry, excuse me, I'm sorry, pardon me, sorry, excuse me."
Well, and something that I am so grateful that I learned at an earlier age than most people is I don't give a what other people think. They're not going to remember me after that interaction.
True.
60 seconds later, they completely forgot I existed.
True. That's very true.
I don't give a shit what people think of me. I really don't. I care what you think of me because I love you. I respect you. You know, I care what my dad thinks about me because I don't want to put him to shame. I'm his only child, and I don't want to shame our family or something. I don't know. I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say, but it's not coming out right. But as far as like the general public is no smarter than an 8-year-old. I don't give a shit what 8-year-olds think of me. Except for my niece and my nephew, but